Hey, hey, come on in. Yeah, don't mind the screen here. Just let it close behind you. Come on in. I got a gate here for the dogs. So hold on. Oh, I'm so glad you could come over. I really am. Just get the door locked here. Come on in. Come through the gate there. Yeah, that's just extra protection for the dogs. So I'm so glad you could come over. I've been wanting to show you around my house and let you see the place. So this is it. This isn't the house. This is the mud room. Figure, I'll give you the full tour. Most people are going to give the nickel tour, but you're going to get the full 2 bits worth. The mud room here, a little bit of a bench I can just do some projects on. Nothing much, but some. And my laundry room and stuff. So let's go on here. And dogs might bark, but don't worry, they'll get used to you. All right, come on in. Yeah, come on. Let me shut off the light here. Come on in. And there you go. Oh, sorry about that. Kind of leave you in the dark there. So let me turn on the kitchen. So let me show you the kitchen. The obvious, right? Like I got to tell you, this is my kitchen. You can see not much of a kitchen. Got the stove over there with my obligatory bean pot, counter and kitchen over here. And you can see, refrigerator and so forth. Got Father K up there. He's got to be here, right? So we got Father K. And yeah, so that's my kitchen. Like I said, typical kitchen. Not much going on here. Come on, Joe. Joe, come on, let's go. The guys, yeah. They're very silly little guys. There's Joe. Hey, Joe, Willow. Today we got to see you too. All right, so come on in here. And I'm going to shut off the I'll leave the kitchen light on for now, right? All right, come on in. So this over here, this is my dining room. And it looks like it's bright enough, so I'm not going to turn on the light here. But I'm just going to just adjust here a little bit. So let me turn my music down a little bit. 1 second here. I think do a little bit of Guy Lombardo, believe it or not. Yeah, so this is my dining room here. Got a little dining room table. Right now I don't eat here very often. Well, I don't eat often, as you know. I do my work here during the week a lot. I sit here during the week. And the 2 chairs in back at the window, that's for my 2 watchdogs. They like to sit there, and I just borrowed Sarah's TV from her room. So when she's not here, she doesn't even watch it when she is here, really. But anyways, so yeah, that's my dining room, and then it's my living room. So now there's a lot to see in my living room. So let me bring you in here a little bit closer. And we got Willow down there. Oh, the fuzzy thing is my microphone, so let me try and get that out of the shot. There's Willow in one of the chairs. So over here we got this shelf, which it's got my pipes, and it's got Pepe's pipes, and over here you got one of Dad's Blackstone Valley cabooses and so forth. And down there, I don't know if you can see it, there's a Colonial Soldier that was painted by Mom. That was part of a lamp. The lamp broke, but I saved the soldier. And then I got my Navy stuff down here as well. A model of my aircraft carrier, which I'm going to build. I finally found a place where I can get the missing decals. My Dixie cup, one of my rating patches, my belt, my ribbons, my dog tags, my Blue Jacket manual. And then down below that is my Tom Swift book collection. So over here, fireplace. It's looks nice. It's not real. But it does have heat, and it does have a nice flame. And then up here is my, every section of my house, it seems, is some sort of a display or dedicated to something. And this up here is, I guess, my Asian section. This is a Tibetan ceremony singing bowl, and then there's a Tibetan dagger back there. And then these, of course, are the famous terracotta warriors, and there's a book about them, and then I got a coin with them. I love those guys and their whole story. And then some of my books over here, different things, Tao Ching, medicine, Qigong, and different martial arts and so forth. And then over in the corner, and I'll move so you can kind of get over and take a look, but there's my Civil War section. And then up there I got my Knights in Armor. And the little guys came from Higgins Armory. One of the last visits there went with Kevin and Ronnie when he was, I think, probably about 10. Of course, they're gone now. Not Kevin and Ronnie, thank God. Higgins Armory. So, and then some of my instruments, because every room's got to have an instrument or so. Then over here are my plants, and they're all doing good. I moved them inside originally for the winter, but I just kept them in anyways all summer. They've just stayed in now. But yeah, I got my Wandering Jew, and then my purple waffle, and then this one here is my Cleopatra begonia that Kelly and Scott gave me, and it's doing really good. And a bunch of little knickknacks. You might recognize this guy here. This was a Lucilite, which is actually the name of the plastic, Snoopy, and I got two of them. These were Meme Lucy's bathroom. Corey and I bought these for her when we were probably 10 and 6 or 11 and 7. I mean, we were young. And I repainted one of them. I haven't repainted the other one yet, but I got them here with the plants. And so yeah, so down here is the couch and stuff, and coffee table's got some of my favorite fidgety, spinny things to keep my fingers busy. Got some yo-yos, got some gyroscopes, got some spinning tops, and so forth. Now, this section over here, the reason I had you come in that other door, by the way, that's my front door, but it's like straight out to the street. Nothing at all to prevent the dog, so I keep it locked. I don't use it. It's been closed almost since I've been here, and I get the couch in front of it, and Miss Willow, she's gonna fluff a spot and get it ready, but then she won't sit there. But that's why I use the other door. So this section here, I gotta really show off, because this is a new section here that I just built. This coming back from Mom and Peter's, and I built this section basically in honor of them. They told me while I was there, we discussed Egypt, and they were telling me about how much they love Egypt. So that's why I built this section. Well, plus I like it too. So let me show you some of the items that I got here. This here is real papyrus from Egypt, and I recreated, and of course the light shining behind is going to make it a little tough to see, but I recreated part of the Book of Dead, not the one that's most popular, the Book of the Scroll of Anet, the Papyri of Anet, but actually this was Hunafers, out of Hunafers. And the reason I did this particular one is because this is the one that's used in the 1932 Universal Studios, The Mummy. And so I recreated that on some real Egyptian papyrus, and I have a bunch more papyrus that I'm going to do, my Ankh. And then I got some more papyrus that I recreated too as other pages, but I made them really look old, and you know, this one I damaged, I ripped and damaged after I wrote some of the glyphs and stained it and so forth. And then this is another one here, also from the same scroll, just a different page. So Hunefer, he was very nervous about dying, so he made sure when he was buried he had his Book of the Dead with his favorite spells in it. Yeah, because there wasn't just one Book of the Dead, but there are only two that are really, really well known. One of them, like I said, is the Papyrus of Ani, and this guy here, Budge, he was one of the first translators, and now we know that most of what he had in his book was incorrect. But he did like the first Egyptian language lessons book, and of course he did this book here, the Nile, Notes for Travelers in Egypt. Now this book here is from 1912. This was published for Cook and Son, Thomas Cook and Sons in London, and this was really only for the passengers of their cruise ships that went up and down the Nile. They didn't sell the book in the bookstore, it was given to their passengers. And then there's another one here. This is Sir Alan Gardner's Egypt of the Pharaohs. Now, he also wrote this book, which is my Egyptian grammar book, and this is still, even to this day, more than 100 years later, this is considered the seminal work in Middle Egyptian grammar. And then I have some others that are, like this one here, the museum book on the Book of the Dead. And yeah, I'll let you take a look at some of the stuff a little bit closer. So you can see I got a bunch of different scrolls. I have some that are actually on sticks, some that are just papyri. Then up here you can see I got, you might not be able to see him, he's kind of in the dark over there, but we got Anubis, the god of the dead. He's weighing the heart against Ma'at's feather, which is what this scene is in the scroll down here. That's the weighing of the heart, which is part of the ceremony of getting to Duat, the underworld, the Egyptian underworld. And if the feather is heavier, then the sins are lighter, and the spirit, that part of the soul, there's two parts in the Egyptian belief to the souls, and that part goes on. So yeah, these here are little ushabtis. These would be buried with the people when they're buried in tombs. They usually represent workmen and servants. And then of course I got the mummy from the movie back here, and this is a ring that is a reproduction of the ring that Boris Karloff wore in the movie. And if you were to look close enough, you would actually see it on this here. And then in here is a reproduction of the scroll as well, which I drew out. More scrolls, and then the cat, Bastet, and then Anubis again up there, and the Sphinx. And here is a mummy getting ready through the last steps of the mummification process, and so forth. And so yeah, so that's like I said, my latest section, and I did that for Mom and Peter. And I know that you won't get to come down and see it, but maybe if I come back north someday, you guys will be able to come visit. And if not, I might send you some of the books here that I have, because you might be interested in seeing them, the ancient history on ancient Egypt and so forth. And then over there's my bar, which I know you're not going to like, Mom, but I really don't drink that much. I really don't, honest. Anyhow, so let me take you down here, and hey Google, turn on hallway. No, not hallway. Hey Google, turn on alcove. Okay, so some of my lights are voice activated. So this is the downstairs bathroom here, and Sarah really uses this bathroom. Oh, and Willow, because she loves to play in the shower, which I am not turning on. And if I wait here long enough, you'll see her. She'll start to crouch down, and she'll get ready to do like a pounce, and she gets all into it, and she's like, ooh, yeah. But I'm not going to turn it on and let her get all wet right now. But like I said, this is Sarah's, and I just bought this cabinet because I figure she's going to need some storage room. Really excited about her coming to live with us. And the most famous wallpaper in any of my videos, look at this now, all the ancient toilets. Or antique, I should say, vintage. Some say his, some say hers. They got pull chains. There's one in here that's like a big throne. This one, I love this one up here in the corner. It's like a throne. It's got armrests. It's got a magazine rack. Yeah, that's what I need right there. So anyhow, now this over here, this is Sarah's room down here. Oh, and my linen closet for very, very skinny linen. It is a skinny door. The door's only about 12 inches. So yeah, so Sarah's not here yet, but this is her room in here. And my guitar case, I put it there to keep the dogs not from jumping on the bed, because as you can see, Willow getting up there anyways. Hey, what do you got? Oh, she got fluff. But they hit it so hard, the two of them, that they keep pushing it over up against the stuff anyhow. So yeah, so this is Sarah's room. And she'll probably rearrange it a little bit now that she's actually going to move in and not just stay with me. But she got some items over there. Now, yet, if you can see it, yes, that is a skull, but it's not a spooky skull. If you look up above, it's actually a complete diagram of every part. And there's about 200 parts, believe it or not, called out on that diagram. Because her interest in it is, of course, forensically. I just got her this workstation here, which I'm hoping she'll like. It rolls around, it can lift up so she can work on it standing up. This section here can tilt up so she can use it to draw, or you know, she can put it down. It's got a thing to hang her headphones, and she can wheel over to the bed with it or out to the living room and so forth. And then her knick-knack shelf and some of the books I've bought her, and these are different things. Most of these are from a show that her and I really like. She introduced me to it called Supernatural. And, you know, she made the mistake of introducing me to it. I just realized my hand was near the microphone and it might have been making some noise. But she introduced me to it, which meant I got into it 100% and then some. So there's different things in there from that are reproductions of props from that TV show. But yeah, so like I said, Sarah's room, and it'll probably be different after she's here. Now this room here, this is actually one of my favorites here. Have you seen this wizard? Yes, he's right here. And the reason being is this is my craft room. This is my art room. This is my anything can go kind of room. And I like it because when I come in here, I'm just going to adjust the camera, forgive the forearm. When I come in here, it's like walking into, I don't know, it's like walking into every one of my favorite rooms as a young kid. So I got, you know, my desk. That's where I used to plan to work when I first got here, but I don't spend very much time in here for work. It's usually for much different things. Of course, Andy, everybody remembers Andy, and this little guy, Speedy Gonzalez. This outfit that he's wearing actually came, oh wow, sorry about that. This outfit that he's wearing, this Speedy Gonzalez, I've had this little guy forever and ever. Almost as long as Cheetah, but not quite. And but this outfit that he's wearing actually came off of a clown that the Earps had, Mr. and Mrs. Earp next door when we were growing up. Yeah, so here, oops, sorry, I might have just hit the mic again. If I did, apologize. So drawing table over here, draftsman table built by Kyle in high school, and I've had it, god darn, almost since he left for the Navy, I guess. So, but yeah, so that's my drawing table there, and then, you know, anything kind of goes over here. This is where I got my glue guns, and, you know, I do all kinds of little rough work over there. My sewing machine, which I bought this past summer because I wanted to learn how to sew. Because I wanted to make, oh, there's Cheetah. Here he is. See? He's in bad shape. But, you know, who isn't, right? So, but there he is. Still around. Yeah, still around. Can't really read my name anymore, but used to say Kerry on the bottom of his shoes. There's my Cheetah. Still here. So yeah, so I do all my crafting and stuff in here, and like I said, I wanted to make some clothes for one of my marionettes. Needed to sew, and I didn't want to do it by hand, so I got a sewing machine and taught myself how to sew, and therefore did that. These are my craft supplies, you know, different cloths, felts, different yarns, you know, furs, foam, down below wood blocks for carving and so forth. And you know, for the parties, we got the old gorilla outfit over here. Yeah, of course, you know, why not? I don't have anyone left here to tell me that I can't do it, so why not do it? Sorry about that, we just got dark because I just shut off the lights. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and go upstairs. Now, this is the one area that I kind of like the most, but in reality, I feel comfortable with the whole house. I feel, you know, the whole house fits me. And if it wasn't for the fact that it doesn't have a yard, because I really need a yard for my dogs, they really would benefit from it and appreciate being able to go out and run around. So yeah, so let's, you know, follow me up the stairs here. Just be careful. It's very steep, and so you want to be careful. So when we come up here, we have Old West and Civil War, I guess, would be the best description for this section of my home. Here's Kevin made me this. Love it. Love it. And it works great, but it fits perfectly into this whole section up here. And so down there, you can see Mr. Lincoln and Civil War books. Every book on that shelf down there, that entire thing pretty much is all Civil War. That box down there is Civil War. Then over here, we got some more, but this is kind of Old West. If you look down below, where the revolver is, you can see I got the Life and Times of Wyatt Earp and the Life and Times of Doc Holliday. Those are editions of the Tombstone Epitaph, which is from Tombstone territory, where the OK Corral shootout was. Now they didn't call it the shootout at the OK Corral, by the way, but anyhow, and then yeah, Risco County, he's a cowboy, Frank, guy that I like, and then of course Barney, because he's a Southern lawman, and Gold Mine gum and Roundup candy cigarettes, you know, some old time stuff, and got the different want posters. You know, that guy up there is the ugliest of them all, right there. Yeah, don't want to mess with that dude. And so now this here. This is the bedroom, library, TV room. This is where I come when I'm done working and so forth. And I apologize, I'm trying to look at the camera and not myself, but it's kind of hard because I want to actually make sure I'm getting stuff that's good. And you can see I got a couple of guardians in my doorway here. That guy, who I'm sure right now Mom's going, oh, he's hideous. But then this guy, well, she'll say, I love him, he's so cute, and I miss him. And you want him to come back. I know, right? I know, Mom, I know. You loved having this guy visit, and he was a great dog. He says hi. Okay. So, yeah, so, oh, and over there is Colin, little Colin, and he's the one that I built from scratch and made, and the clothing and everything else. But so let me, I guess there's enough light, right? Yeah, I think so. So I got my hammock, you know, where me and my dog sleep every night, of course. And now if you were to look around, you'd see there are quite a few bookshelves. It doesn't really look like it, but there are a lot of books up here. Got my guitars, of course. They have to be close by. And so we got my guitars and the TV that you Mom and Peter gave me, and more books are stacked up in that corner over there, and then over by Colin where my recliner is with more books, and then more books over here. Oh, and this, Mom, you'll like this. This is one of my drawing tables. You can see it's at standing height. I can adjust it, but look at this. I can, boom, turn on this bright light, and I'm going to turn it down, and I can adjust the color of it and the warmth. I can do a warm or I can do cool, and then I can use it for tracing. I'm turning it off now, but I can use it for tracing and so forth, but I use that a lot for drawing. Oh, somebody found another seat now on the recliner. Hello, Willow. So yeah, so far, yeah, you're seeing most of my house here. Again, more books over there. And we got a little couch over here. I'm just going to kind of turn you back this way a little bit. Never really used one of these selfie sticks, so I'm not sure how this is going to actually play out. But anyhow, there's little Joe. Hey, little Joe, quit licking. You're going to leave a wet spot. It's gross. Yeah, so this is where I sit at night a lot of times. You can see my coffee cup over there. I got pens, pencils, drawing books, drawing pads, everything I could use here. I got my computer, and then you know, I got my latest knitting project down underneath and so forth. More books in the back over there, more books over there, and of course some paintings by Mom of my dogs. There's Busy Bee over there, and there's Scamp over there, and then the picture of Lizzie I have, but I haven't found a good frame yet for it. So yeah, and then over here is my Universal Monsters collection. So now you remember I had that ring downstairs that was the reproduction of the one worn by Boris Karloff as the Mummy, and this is the ring, a reproduction of the ring that was worn by Count Dracula, Bela Lugosi. And it's a funny story. I guess he wore it in a movie or an episode, and at the end of the show he walked off with it. He didn't return it to the prop master, and nobody had the courage to stop him and tell him to bring it back. They said afterwards nobody wanted to tell Dracula to return his ring, because this man right here, when he played that part, was Count Dracula. I mean, there he is down here in the book, on the corner of the book. So he's here. We got Count Dracula, and we got Frankenstein. Oh, and there's a picture down here in the frame. A little tough to see with the crucifix. That's Mina Harker, Jonathan Harker, his girlfriend that Dracula was obsessed with. And then we got the classics, Frankenstein, Jekyll and Hyde, and Bram Stoker's Dracula, Frankenstein and the Bride, and the Wolfman, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then the Invisible Man. And the Mummy, of course, is downstairs with the rest, and then the pictures up here. So that I think that pretty much covers it. That's a bathroom in there. I'm not gonna bother showing you that. And I don't think I'm going to take you downstairs. It's just a basement. It's not finished. It's stone with a cement floor. I have my pool table down there, but there's also a lot of garbage down there, and a lot of junk. I don't go down there very often for any reason, really. Yeah, so Universal Monster Collection, books, drawing tablets, puppets, hammock. Like I said, this is where I spend a lot of my time. During the day I go downstairs to work, just to get out of here. Although some days I'll stay up here too, depending on what kind of day it is and what the weather is like and my mood. But yeah, so come on, we'll go back downstairs now. And follow me, just be careful. Like I said, it's pretty steep. And I'm gonna go ahead and go this way and actually give you a chance to possibly see my big bald spot, but don't tell anyone. All right, so let's come back over here. There you go, a little bit more. And so there you go. Now you've seen my house for the most part, and so you've seen some of my favorite displays, which includes my new one here, and I'm gonna put my light on low. And like I said, I get into things so much, and that's why I bought that Egyptian grammar book and all these others. I didn't have a lot of these books. A few weeks ago, or even, a few weeks ago, I guess is what I wanted to say. Oh, look at that. Don't. You're on camera. Keep it clean. Well, I hope you enjoyed the tour of the house. I hope this video comes out, and I hope that you can see it good. I wish everybody could see it in person, but this is where I ended up, and so I know it's not easy to travel. I know because I've made the trip plenty of times. I know it's not an easy one. And I have a lot more on that end of the trip to see than you guys have coming down. So, but now you have an idea of what the house looks like. Hey Google, turn off the alcove. And hello my willow. This is my willow girl. She's my sweetheart. Yo, this is crazy. And so now, like I said, you got that whole new section over here, Mom, in my house. That's really just was done for, in honor of you and Peter, because of what you guys said and how much you said you love Egypt. And if you're interested, I will send you some of the books, and I just pick them up next time I'm up there. This one here is from the British Museum, and it's the Egyptian papyri of 3 different scrolls that they have. This one is an encyclopedia of ancient Egypt. This thing weighs, probably 4 pounds, 5 pounds. Beautiful, beautiful book to look through. Be glad to send them to you if you think you might want to look through them. Things like this. I don't know about that one, but yeah. And there you go. Now you've been to my home, and I really enjoyed the visit. And thanks for coming. Have a good night.